Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to create an applique using your Cricut.
Let's see how to find me. So this is my Cricut homepage. My name is Cassie Cartmel, and when you look at this page, the applique section will be there. So
We're going to be appliquing with the Cricut, but first we need to prep. And this is heat and bond. And what is heat and bond? It is an adhesive on one side and paper on the other. Let me just show you. So this is the paper side, and then on the other side is an adhesive. Always read the label on how to adhere this to your fabric. These are all my fabric sections, and I've cut them a little bit bigger than what they are on the Cricut page. So they're about 1 inch bigger than what the actual finalized piece is going to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut some of our heat and bond. And I'm going to do this a little bit less than my fabric. I don't want it overlapping and gunking up any of my iron. So I'm going to cut this. I've got some scissors here. I need to move this fabric from underneath so I don't cut that in. And I'm just going to cut these. Cut along here. And I'm going to do the same with my other sections here. Just make sure it's a little bit smaller. Now, if you have a right or a wrong side, so let's say you've got a piece of fabric like this that has a pattern, you are going to stick the heat and bond onto the wrong side of the fabric. I'm going to take this over to my iron and press. That is adhered, and at this moment in time, don't take the paper off. I'm going to leave it on, and then we're going to adhere all the other sections. So you have 3 pieces of fabric, all with the heat and bond on the back. Because there's paper on the back, we are going to use the LightGrip mat.
it's going to be called Making an Applique, and it's going to be this apple. So I wrote here scrap fabrics and heat and bond. We're going to click on to make it, and also make sure at this point in time that you turn your Cricut Maker on. That's really important. Otherwise it won't connect up. Click on the mat and confirm. And here are all the sections. So this is the little stalk for the apple. This is the green leaf. And then this is the apple. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to click continue. You can put mirror on or mirror off, it depends, because if we do it like it is, it's going to flip it in reverse. For the apple, it really doesn't matter. I'm not even going to bother to turn the mirror on. So I'm going to leave the mirror off, and then I'm going to tell it that we are cutting fabric. I did the fabric bonded, and I'm going to click more, and I'm also going to edit these tools as well. So I'm going to change it to the rotary blade and click apply. I'm going to edit this. You can move this stalk wherever you want it to be. So I'm just going to go and position this on my mat. That's one thing that you're going to have to bear in mind is whenever you are cutting this is make sure that you place your fabric in line with where it's cutting. That's so important. So let's get the fabric in line with what we are cutting.
The bottom of my stalk I moved so it's in line with this number 4 line. So I want to make sure that this is a little bit over the 4. Now the top of my stalk is about 3.5, so I know that this is enough clearance. Another thing I am going to do is put some masking tape on around here. I really want to make this secure so it's not going to move. I'm going to stick this down and this down. I need to make sure that my rotary blade is in there. These are very easy to put in. All the tools are very easy to put in and put out. The Cricut light is flashing so I can press go. And it's going to cut that fabric for me. I would generally go over my pieces a couple of times, so don't remove the mat and just press the C again and let it cut for a second time. I'm going to take this off the mat and I'm going to put my next piece on. And I would just use a spatula to get this off. There you go.
So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. So I just want to make sure that this little leaf is exactly where I want it to be. So I'm going to put it right on the bottom of this 4 here. And I need to make sure that this leaf is enclosed in this here. So I want to make sure I've got an excess of fabric at least around this part here. It will remember all of your settings. Ignore this question mark or exclamation mark. It's asking you to mirror it, and we're not going to mirror it. And I did it with the fabric facing up and not with the bonded side facing up. I find that this gets the better results for me. And then once we're happy, we can go ahead and cut.
So as long as you're happy with how you see it on the screen and where it is on the mat, then put some masking tape over it, take it over to your Cricut and cut this section. Once again, I'm going to send the leaf section through twice. Don't unload the mat, just press the C and then it'll cut again. I would recommend putting too much masking tape on rather than not enough, and just use your spatula again just to get that off. It really does a very good job of doing applique, the Cricut.
So we've got the last piece, which is the apple piece, and we can edit it and make sure that that placement is where we want our fabric to be. So just make sure that the placement on your mat is exactly the same as what you're seeing on this screen.
And then once again, once you're happy with the placement, you can go ahead and stick the masking tape on. I would recommend doing more masking tape than not enough. We're going to once again send it through the machine, so I need to load this. And then once it's ready, I'm going to press this C. When it's done its first cut, remember, don't unload it. I'm going to just press the C again and have it cut a second time. Then once again, we're going to take this off the mat. And this is what it's going to look like. If you join me tomorrow, I'm going to show you how to turn this into an iPad case. So don't forget to subscribe, comment and like this video, and I'll see you tomorrow where we'll change this into a case.